painted the ball carrier. The backside of the one. Miles back in the pocket, trying to find his horse compatriot Duns. It's a lateral. The Vikings surrounded.
And welcome back. The early morning Sunday show, which is still early in the morning. So yeah, you can't go wrong. For those of you that don't like to sleep, I do this for you. For those of you who like to sleep, call it the midday morning show, however you want to call it. So cheers. House of Blues, Cleveland. The opening Denver Broncos. How about that? I'm not a Broncos fan whatsoever, but tickets were right. They're free. And it was a preseason game. It was just a lot of fun. So great time. I really enjoyed it. Actually, we took our employees. Were able to go out. They wanted to go to the ball game. And we got tickets for them. So we go out. We had a clubhouse area, so it was very, very nice. And the monster nachos, the monster pork nachos, right there. Yeah, I didn't feel too well after eating all of those. That was a real gut buster. Yeah, they're something else. So, oh well. Final week here, really. Well, happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to those in the U.S. I know it's tomorrow, but Labor Day is a very important day as it signifies the end of pool season, and we close up most of them. I got about 15 pools that are going to remain open a couple more weeks, which is extra income, so that's okay. But for the most part, we shut everything down, and most of my employees will have to go find another job. Now, that's the way it happens with seasonal work. So, but hey, we survived. I survived, and really went well. The T-shirt. This is for Mike Rankin down in Australia. We've often talked about the world's best band. And I'm pretty sure Mike, aka Ben, down there said U2. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. I think my hearing's pretty good. He kind of went on to say U2 is the band of all bands. So that's my concert T-shirt from back in the 2011. I want to do a shout out here. I always forget to do these. A brand new channel I just started watching, Bobby Gaylor, Gaylor. He has 60 subs right now. Done 2 videos. Great presence on camera. A lot of energy. You can see he loves music. I guess he's done some acting because he showed pictures of him in horror movies or something. So, hey, the guy has an interesting life and a nice head of hair. Head of hair, it's kind of like, almost like Jack up there in Vancouver, who kind of goes for the best head of hair. So, yeah, take a look at his channel, Bobby Gaylor, and see if you like it. Sub them if you do. If you don't, well, then you just wasted some of your time. But he did do the summer vinyl tag, something I haven't done because that's a lot of records I have to pull and put away. And I don't know, maybe time fall comes, I'll be ready to do it. But I guess it'll be time for fall tag. So, tag, you're it. Bobby Gaylor. Help him out if you'd like. Take a look at his channel, and I think he'll do quite well. Again, very, very energetic, and keeps you interested. So check that out. Not much else here going on. I had a meet up with Ice Sound of Minder. We did a meet up down at a record store, and I have more video of that probably come on Thursday. But it was really great to see him again and going out doing a record dig, and spent time just sitting there talking. Looking forward to doing that again. Not much, just work 6 days a week. There we go, but it's almost all over. I got stuff to do. But this week, I've got some cool stuff here, and let's just begin. Let's just begin with this because I got a brand new album, and this is group. It's called Black Black Mortal Karma? What is it? Black Market Karma. My goodness, you would think you could remember this stuff. I don't, the name of the album is called Wobble. There it is, Black Market Karma. And they're based out of London. Came out in 2011. Fuzz Tone label. Psych pop, I guess, is what you would describe these guys. And we have an extremely ugly color, kind of a raspberry thing. We have some jellyfish. And there we go. That's Stanley Belton. He's the songwriter. He records and performs everything on the album. All the instruments he does at his home studio. But when they tour, he brings the band. And we have, there we go. For those, if someone wants that code to check them out, enjoy. So this is Stanley Belton's group. Basically, it is his group. And Wobble, this is his 12th album. It came out in 2024, so that's why it's brand new, right? Music on here, he wanted it to have a lo-fi sound. That was what he was looking for, really lo-fi. He wanted to sound like it's come from a cassette like a cassette recorder. So he ran everything through like amps and different things to kind of get it distorted. Did a pretty good job doing that. And Wobble itself is, the title deals with with a tape wobble. A lot of this, it's filled with colorful, psyche, fuzzy tunes. There's 5 instrumental tracks on here, and the instrumental tracks actually I really enjoyed a lot. I thought some of them were really good. There's a pop feel to some of the songs with a little trip hop thrown in, but again, everything is it's distorted just to give it this shimmering lo-fi type feel. The Beatles, use a Mellotron. He also uses this, and you can hear it on a couple songs, Water Babies and Mushy Conscience. Mushy Conscience is an instrumental. I'm going to play a track from that one. Going on Easy, I believe, was a song. Yeah, Going on Easy was one. It starts, quick, and it starts quietly. I'm trying to remember. It starts off really quietly, kind of going along, and then all of a sudden, this supercharged fuzz bass just kicks in, and then the massive drum sound. Fantastic, just fantastic how it all just explodes. But then you have songs like The Din of an Ending, The Din on Ending. These are weird song titles, man. Just really weird. But A Din on Ending, which is kind of 70s folk. Very much has that feel. Again, everything was run through various amps and stuff just to give this distorted. He wanted everything to sound like it was being played on beat up instruments, and his vocals sound like he's in a bathtub, with water, underneath the water singing. That took some getting used to. I will have to say this is a grower, okay? My first listen, it's like, it's okay. It's not bad. It wasn't like I felt like, oh, wow, did I come up with something? As I've been playing it, I've found that I have liked it more. Vocals, I'm still having a little bit of they're just not exciting to me. But the instrumental tracks, I really like. I think there's some fantastic stuff on here. So kind of a little mixed bag on this one. Black Market Karma, Wobble.
Repeat it, violent little sound, not unlike mercury, but this ain't the thing. A wild time, and the point's now lost on me.
And let's continue on. So here, probably one of those album titles that it says it all. It just says it all for you. This is Spaceman 3, and just another Spaceman 3, a group I just really, really enjoy. And the title of this, are you ready? Taking Drugs to Make Music to Take Drugs To. Hey, Michael, you know, you recently had a video on, you know, if you're going to take some gummies, this is the good stuff. You know, if you're high, here's what to play. Well, these guys were out there trying to do it for you. Taking Drugs to Make Music to Take Drugs To. Came out in 1990. This album, it started as a bootleg, but Bump Records reissued it, actually, this bootleg, in 1994. Now, the original, when it was originally done, this bootleg, there were 7 tracks, and they were recorded in 1986. This has now become a 2-album set, as they have added other tracks that from other albums that have come in. There is a hype type sticker thing, and there's the band. See that, and the vinyl. What is the vinyl? Ooh, it is black. Okay, so something different, but it really matches the whole album cover, doesn't it? The black. They had a choice. Either vinyl could be black or it could be white to kind of match this cover here. And sorry, Vinyl Richie. There you go. I shoved it in there. Wonderful album. What's interesting here is some of these songs, in fact, would eventually turn into songs that were on their album Sound of Confusion. In fact, one of them is Walking with Jesus, and Walking with Jesus did become Sound of Confusion. There is Losing Touch with My Mind was a cool one. It just has this huge wallop of feedback and hard drumming happening. It just grabs you, and it just sounds fantastic. You know, other tracks surfaced, like, as I mentioned, you know, that came from other sessions on here, because it is a 2-album set now, so you have quite a few other things on here. But you know, the basic sound of, you know, you just have your guitar, bass, and drums happening. It just sounds more because they would put it into tape loops. And so there would be all this layering happening, which gives you this louder, almost drone type stuff. But really, it's just 3 instruments that are doing all this. But these loops, it just has this unrelenting repetition going on, which I truly enjoy. This group, Spaceman 3, and you know, on here you can hear it, heavily influenced by the Velvet Underground and Jesus and Mary Chain. Huge influence on them, and you can feel it. And it's probably why I'm drawn to the group, because both of those groups I do enjoy really, you know, a ton, especially, you know, again, huge Velvet fan. So I saw this. I didn't have this one. You know, I have quite a bit of Spaceman 3 now. Gosh, I might be a completist. Am I a completist? I don't know. I have to check that out. There could be. It just could be. But great album from a group that it's not for everyone. And I get that. Some of you are going, yeah, really? You played that, huh? And you liked it? Wow. Why don't you play free jazz too? But yeah, I like it a lot. excited to get this. Came out. Arrested Development. Remember this group, Arrested Development? This album was huge. 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days. Arrested Development formed in Atlanta, formed in '88, broke up in '96, and they reformed in the aughts and are still going on. The title of this, 3 years, 5 months, 2 days in the life of, that's how long it took them to get a record contract. That's what that's about. And I believe that this is their first album. The music, it's inspired by the political awareness of Public Enemy. They felt what Public Enemy was doing was great, but they created more of a novel sound of a kind of a sound of consciousness, and raising hip hop to a different level through funky, easygoing, and very accessible beats. So while Public Enemy's talking about all the problems that are happening out there, they're coming after you and they're beating you with a hammer with this wall of sound. This is kind of almost like, 60s hippie type music. It's very easygoing. It's very enjoyable. I'm sure you all remember Arrested Development. And this is a pure audio delight. I really like this. And as far as, look at this vinyl. It's a 2-album set. Wow, that's Tangerine, we're going to call that. And you do have all the lyrics. When it comes to rap music, I like when you get all the lyrics, because a lot of times I don't know what the hell's going on. And this makes it easier. Look at all that. Talk about writing. Wow. They put a lot of words out there into their music. This is just smartly turned. The rhythm tracks and the mellow vocal delivery, it makes it wonderful. I really, really enjoy that. There's the back. There's the group there. Yay! Pretty cool. So on here you have you have certain songs like this was one of the lyrics I really enjoyed. It was raise your fist, but also raise your family. Raise your fist, but also raise your kids. Wow, isn't that powerful? Powerful stuff. They have a song People Every Day, which is kind of basically a remake of Sly Stone's Everyday People. There's old-fashioned morality is being done on here in the song called Fishing for Religion. My favorite is humanizing homelessness in the song Mr. Wendell, and I'm going to play you a sample. I love that song. I think it's such a beautiful song because it has something important to say about homelessness, and these are people, and you need to treat them that way. You have kind of envisioning utopia in the song Tennessee, which was also a hit. This was a blueprint of Enlightenment rap that happened. And it was their way of taking gangster rap and saying, no, that's not what we're about. That's not what the black community is about. We're better than this. And they had this Enlightenment rap. This album sold over 4 million copies, and it received several Grammys. I know Vinyl Richie received Grammys. That just kind of checks it off your list. But wonderful music. I'm so happy to get this on vinyl, and really, really great.
You have to. $2 means a snack for me, but it means a big deal to you. Be strong, serve God only. Know that if you do, beautiful heaven awaits. That's the poem I wrote for the first time. I saw a man with no clothes, no money, no plate, Mr. Wendell. That's his name. No one ever knew his name, cause he's an old one. Never thought twice about spending on an old bum until I had a chance to really get to know one. Now that I know him, to give him money isn't charity. He gives me some knowledge, I'm buying some shoes. And I think blacks spend all their money on big colleges. Still, most of y'all come out confused. Go ahead, Mr. Wendell. We'll be there, just give us a ring. We will help you to raise that king. Word to the mother, cause it's a black man. I respect you in a strong way. Super late nights, cause your baby's slow.
and I had this on CD, like that one, but I got it on vinyl. We're going to go on this side with this. It's country, baby. Brad Paisley, and a Fifth Gear. Bradley Douglas Paisley, born in West Virginia in 1972. And we have anything special on the vinyl? Oh, look at this, the vinyl. We have kind of a creamy kind of thing. And then we have some baby blue. Yeah, matches kind of the guitar there, doesn't it? All right, very good. God, I got to put all this stuff away now. Okay, so Brad Paisley. He's done 12 studio albums, sold over 11 million copies of his songs. He started singing at age 3, started in church, and became a sensation. People loved him in Glendale, West Virginia. Glendale, West Virginia, Brad Paisley can do no wrong. When he was singing, again, it was just, he was singing everything in town. Boy, you want the Star Spangled Banner or something? Well, bring in little Bradley Paisley. He'll do it. He was really, he became so good with his guitar and his piano. He was given a full ride scholarship, I believe, to a college in Kentucky, I think down in Louisville, if I remember. I'm not quite positive though. But he had a full ride scholarship, and he majored in music business. Shortly after he graduated, he got a job with EMI. They picked him up right away, and within a few months, he had his first hit out there that he wrote for someone else. Well, Fifth Gear is his 5th album, and on this one, it's about cars. That's what a lot of it's about, his love of cars. It deals with nostalgia, and, he has, it's fun. There's some ballads on here, but when he's rocking, it's great, and he has fantastic lyrics. There's a song called Ticks. I'd like to check you for ticks. I'll play a sample of that one. I want to hug you and kiss you. I want to check you for ticks. Excellent. There's another song called Mr. Policeman, and it captures the getaway here that's going on with this torrid guitar instrumental. Just phenomenal stuff. And finally, it ends with a very funny line from In the Jailhouse Now from that song. Obviously got caught. Online was a song. He was thinking about these kids who live in the basement, who don't ever want to come out. They're just online. And, one of the lines is, "I'm so much cooler online." It's just about how they make up all this stuff about them, and it's not really them. Very, very neat. And of course, this has All I Wanted Was a Car. It's just incredible. Such a catchy song. This album's wonderful. It's kind of modern day Bakersfield. It's a leaner country sound. It doesn't add in all the other kind of crap. Much, much leaner. Great guitar playing on here. For me, I truly enjoyed this thing. Brad Paisley, Fifth Gear. Yeah, it's another country album. How about that? Vinyl me, please. Still trying to get rid of that credit, baby.
And he was gonna be a movie star, but all I wanted was a car. All I wanted was a car. Had a part-time job making chicken kebabs at the food court at the mall. I hauled my uncle's trash, I cut my neighbor's grass, and I raked the leaves in the fall. They were stunned, now it's for the lazy bum. check you for ticks.
And the final one, not the shoes, just shoes. Shoes. From Zion, Illinois, formed in 74, still going on. They have put out a lot of albums, these guys. They have been busy. Off Asylum Records here. Power pop. This is all about power pop, and they were heavily influenced by the British invasion. So on here you have the Murphy brothers and Gary Klebb. They're three friends. When they graduated from school, they said, let's start a band. They go, fantastic, we're starting a band. We don't play instruments. None of us have played instruments before. So they each picked an instrument. Well, I'll play this, I'll play this. So they picked an instrument to learn, and they said, we'll get together in 1 year and see what we do. They got together in 1 year, and they had already written songs. And they put it all together and became Shoes. They just had to find a drummer on here. This is power pop. Shoes makes great power pop. Is it like a top group? No, it's kind of a second tier power pop, I guess, maybe in my honest opinion. But it's good stuff. This is their third album, Boomerang. Now, this came out in 1982, and it's kind of they produced it themselves. And the sound is, I would probably call it bright, because, you know, they added in a bunch of synthesizers, which basically dates the album. I mean, it does date it, but the price is right, so what the heck. You know, you had the Curiosity, what was, Too Soon was the song. On there, I thought both of those were great tracks. They had incredibly good harmonies happening on there. Some of these songs, they really don't hold up that well. Again, Shoes have better albums. You know, Boomerang is easy to, you know, it doesn't cost you a lot. You could probably find it in a bargain bin. Not bad if you like power pop. Is it their best album? I don't believe it is, but I don't have a ton of Shoes, so I can't tell you. I mean, I don't even have a ton of shoes in my closet. My wife has tons of shoes, not in vinyl, but, you know, regular leather, or, well, probably some are vinyl, I guess. Yeah, that was steering off course really bad. But okay stuff. Okay from Shoes. If you like power pop, you're going to like it. Just beware, it is very 80s oriented.
Keeping the distance, she needs to erase those mistakes. She's kept you in a shadow. You're caught in still. She's kept you in a shadow. So why can't you see that she's already found what she needs? Curiosity.
Yeah, don't forget to check out my podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records. You can find it on Radio Wasteland. That's the channel, Radio Wasteland. Check that out. And Jim Gleason, that's his channel, and that's the man. I do Two Guys Talking About Records. We're on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple, and all Facebook. So please check that out. And I'll have some midweeks. So that's all for now. Cheers. Have yourself a wonderful week. Happy Labor Day for those in the U.S. Happy week for everyone else. Bye.